if this line is going to break, we're going to see Bitcoin at $6,000 again. The bank numbers I'm going to show you indicate that they're going to collapse any second now.
Today, for the Bitcoin price with DaVinci J15, we will talk about this important support line here at 6,500 US dollars, which has been forming also from the previous volume in 2018. And we will talk about whether this line here will hold or whether we will break down and find a new local low. But even more important, towards the end of the episode, we will talk with DaVinci J15 about the bank assets to GDP. And these numbers, you can see them right here, are actually horrifying and point towards the fact that the system, the financial system as we know it right now, might be collapsing any second. Guys, you do not want to miss out on that, so make sure you take a seat, make sure you smash up the like button right now. And that being said, we want to come to the most important question of today. DaVinci J15, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing okay. It looks like Bitcoin gonna need some heart surgery, and because it needs to be taken out of the dumps, man. Oh my God, it's getting taken out to the woodshed and shot. I feel so bad for people. Oh man.
I mean, and for ourselves, I mean, we have everything we have, it's in Bitcoin. But in the end, if you are just looking at the long run, who cares what the US dollar denomination is right now? And especially for everyone who is looking at the US dollar denomination, you want to be watching until the end of the episode because we have something special to share. But before we do that, maybe we can pull up the charts, check out the Bitcoin TA before we go into the major economic news. And for everyone, the timestamps are in the pinned comment down below if you are interested in the content schedule.
All right, perfect. Let's take a look at the charts here. And I've noticed a lot of things that I wish I had brought this up before. Right, you can see that it broke from this trend line here, and it just came down, and it was like, then it tried to resist this trend line right here, and then it finally broke. And now you notice how it's coming back up to the same trend line and failing, coming back up and failing. And what we have here is negative results from all of this. We also have, like I said, when the market smiles at you, we have a market like not only just smiling at us, just laughing at us wholehearted. It's just like, ha ha. Like, absolutely. I mean, there's just like nothing here that could say, yeah, we're getting for a bullish run. We have to actually break this level, the 78.54. I mean, every trader worth their salt is looking at that level, and that's where we could see maybe some sort of light at the end of this tunnel if we break there. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen. So this is Bitcoin after all. We have a bunch of Tether jumping on the market, $2 million worth of Tether. Who knows? Maybe they'll just buy up a bunch of Bitcoin for us. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, 200 million actually, I saw that. But what you are actually saying right now is that the likelihood of us breaking lower, breaking below the support line there, and maybe even breaking the 6,500 US dollar level is higher than breaking the resistance line above us of 7,870, which was the previous local high. And that sounds a little bit bearish, but after all, let's say we are breaking to the downside. What is your target for that breakdown?
Well, I noticed it was like, as we were like setting this up, I noticed there was a Davo here, clear Davo that we can take this trade, but I think we missed it, right? I wish I saw it earlier today. I probably would have jumped on that. We are heading down to break this level here, the 6,500 level. And I think we might do it. I really believe we might do it, and it'll take us all the way down to 6,000 before we see a bounce. Now, if we do get a bounce at 6,000, that would be great. That would be good, because that would probably give us a nice bullish divergence, because the RSI is probably not going to come down lower than this point here, right? So that would be a good thing to happen if we got down there quickly and created a new low, and we didn't create a new low in the RSI.
So what you are looking for is a breakdown for Bitcoin, maybe finding a new local high at 6,000, then bouncing, which would mean a new local low for Bitcoin, but at the same time on the RSI, we would form a higher low, which would create some kind of divergence and which would be obviously very bullish on the charts.
Exactly. I'd love to
Nice.
see that. Unfortunately, we'd have to break on the RSI at this point. So it would be above the 50% level on the RSI. As for the MACD, it will also create they'll definitely create a divergence no matter where it goes, how low it goes. We're getting a divergence on the dailies on the MACD. So that's always a positive sign as well. So even if we don't get the divergence on the RSI, we'll get it on the MACD. No ifs, ands, or buts about that, unless we go to like super all-time lows, like below 3,500. So
Yes.
let's not go there.
No, please, please not. But also, there is some light on the horizon. You are saying that if we were to break down 6,000 as a local low, which does not seem auto-apocalyptic, it's only 10% below the current price levels. And also, you say if we were to break out of the 7,800 level, that would actually mean that all of this is neglected. So we have some light on the horizon. Guys, you can see right now he's copying the link. We will share it once again, as always, in our free Telegram group. You will find the link in the pinned comment in the description down below. It is free to join. It will be always for free. We are a huge family over there, so make sure you join us there. But Da Vinci, I mean, if you are finished with your TA, there is even more important stuff to talk about right now, and that's the financial system as we know it right now, and that it might not be in existence in a few years in the form and shape we know it right now. And there are some numbers you would like to share, and these numbers are surprising and horrifying. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, when I saw them, I thought about it when we were setting up this video, and I couldn't believe what was going on. I thought I was dreaming. I'm like, this can't be. I thought I'm reading the information wrong. This just can't be. And let's take a look, because like when I saw it, I was like shocked, and my jaw just dropped to the floor. Well, so when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding? The banks own 65% of the total world GDP?
And no go over to the trade or in percent of the total GDP. And guys, what you can see right now is that the bank's assets are actually higher than the whole world trade in percentage of the GDP as of right now. And I mean, let's go back to the bank assets. And what's the most astonishing, Da Vinci, what you did before we started recording is actually you went back in time. And guys, what we did is we checked out the percentage increase per year. And we can tell you, if you are going to 1973, which was before the gold standard was taken away from the fiat currency system, all right, at that time, you can see that if you are going year by year further, and we will leave the link once again in the description down below, that the percentage increase per year is not decreasing, like decreasing returns to scale, it is increasing. So it is kind of, with a low exponentially moving towards a 100%, which would be just completely nonsense, because it would mean that the banks own everything in the world. So Da Vinci, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I mean, keep in mind, right? Let's just say an asset on a bank's balance. What is an asset on a bank's balance sheet? For example, if you go and borrow to buy your house, that becomes an asset on the bank's balance sheet, right? And it becomes your liability. So all of that is on the bank's balance sheet. So all the businesses, corporation debt, all of that is on the bank balance sheet, and it's at a total of I mean, I'm like 65%. I'm like, this can't be. This means that they're the biggest bubble since the tulip bubble.
No,
They
bigger,
cannot.
probably even bigger. The tulip bubble was on the. I mean, the prices were going higher, but the overall value of all tulip, they were not so big compared to the world GDP.
Exactly. So I mean, that means, like, for example, that not only does your debts on this balance sheet, but also if you borrow money to buy stocks or buy commodities, that's also on their balance sheet.
Yes.
So if everybody went into debt to buy assets, every single one of us, and every single asset was like a debt, was indebted, it would be all on the bank balance sheet, all of it.
Yes. And guys, please, I mean, do keep that in mind. I mean, this whole system is so perverted right now that it seems so obvious to us, but for the majority of the people out there, it does not seem so obvious. So, I mean, when trading or when making investment decisions, you don't want to be doing the difference of what everyone else is doing. You want to do the exact same, but before everyone else is doing. And looking at these numbers, you know that the system is inevitably going to collapse. So with the knowledge you already have by watching our channel and watching some other very good channels out there, like Carl from the Moon, for example, you already know what's going to happen. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 1 or 1.5 years, and you can do the same what everyone else will be doing in the future, but you can do it right now. And when there will be bank runs, or when the people will just dumping their stocks, or when the people will, I don't know, like rush into Bitcoin, you have all of that, you have been doing it before them. So looking at the small TA with Bitcoin price going down to 6,000 and stuff, that's fine with the small portion of your portfolio. But overall, do not miss the big picture. Do not miss that the whole financial system is going to collapse and that Bitcoin might be the safe haven for you. Do not miss that point, and do not trade and speculate with your whole Bitcoin portfolio, because then you might be ending up losing them all. And once the time comes, you want to hold Bitcoin. So Da Vinci, man, thanks for bringing that up, because you were the one bringing that up, and it extremely seems inevitable right now. So would you agree on the fact that the financial system could collapse any second? I mean, you were talking about March, but how about like the urgency? That seems urgent AF, right?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with someplace. It could start with Deutsche Bank. It could start with somewhere else in China, with Hong Kong. We just don't know what the snowflake is. But what we do know is this: we're looking at a large mountain with a huge hanging cliff of snow, and we're going, that looks unstable. Duh. But we don't know. What we don't know is that which snowflake is going to send that snow avalanche coming crashing down and killing all the villages.
Yes.
We don't know. But
I mean,
one
guys,
of them
think about it. Like, we all in the financial system, we are like the population in that small little village on the downside, and the snow on the top of the hill is just like more money and money being pumped in, and the central bank is just the institution who is building some small little rocks to prevent the snow going down to the valley, and we are just like, all right, we will stay in the valley, we are not taking the train to the safe haven, no, we are staying in the valley and we are just waiting. I mean, the system works like that, but it's more and more snow coming on there, and one time inevitably, it's just the physics. The snow has to come down to our heads. Think about it. It's physics. You cannot change the physics. So, I mean, Da Vinci, that was a very good picture, which hopefully everyone keeps in mind. Everyone watching right now, what is your personal prediction for the financial system to collapse? Is it 2019, 20, 21, 22, or afterwards? There is a poll popping up on top of the screen right now. Click it and make your own guess, and also leave your thoughts in the comment section down below about the Bitcoin price and especially about the recession. Da Vinci, thanks for sharing all of that. That was extremely interesting today. And before we wrap up today's episode, is there anything like news, updates you would like to share about your channel, about Pandora's Wallet?
Yes, I'm going to be heading over to Uruguay, Montevideo, and I'm going to be on a panel there. So that's going to be exciting. So if you're going to be in Uruguay, please meet up with me at the La BitConf. I'd really like to meet up with you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I saw that. Da Vinci is a speaker there. He's talking in a panel. Everyone who is in the surrounding area who is willing to fly there, make sure you go there. I was listening to a speech of Da Vinci in Hamburg, and I can tell you it was, honestly, go to Carl, ask Carl from the Moon. It was the best speech I've ever heard. Like, it was extremely good. You do not want to be missing out on that. So thanks, Da Vinci, for sharing that. And before we wrap up today's episode, any last words to say?
Yes, always play from a position of strength and don't get wrecked.
Do not get wrecked, guys. Thank you so much for watching. There is an affiliate section down below in the comment section, in the pinned comment, if you want to support us. There are also some bonuses, so make sure you go down and you click the links. Thank you so much for supporting, and thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash up the like button, and we will see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. And as always, guys, bye-bye.